Hey, it's Maddie. I normally just sing on my videos, but I am really extremely passionate about the Hunger Games, and so this is going to be my little rant on the movie, except there's one thing I want to tell you guys. I really don't know why my camera is in black and white. It's the webcam on my computer, so who knows. I'll try and get that fixed. Maybe one day. Okay, so I'm gonna start by saying that I read the books before the movies, way before the movies. I didn't just get into the fan craze because everyone was into it. No, I read them before all that started. And so, when I went to the midnight showing for the movie and I was all excited, and then I get there and I see it, and I'm just like, after I'm done, I'm really mad. I'm just like, really? Just freaking really? You just made me lose like 4 hours of sleep, and I still have to go to school tomorrow, even though this movie was just bad. I mean, it was good in ways. If you haven't read the books, then you probably thought it was good. You're like, oh yeah, that was a great movie, I loved it. There were so many things wrong with it, and so I'm just gonna start at the beginning and kind of go through all the things that really did bug me. Okay. Well, the first thing would be Buttercup. What was up with that cat? Like, this isn't anything big. It was just something that kind of bugged me. It was like, Buttercup is supposed to be a really, really ugly, yellow, short-haired tomcat with a smashed-in nose and missing part of his ear. But the cat they used, it was beautiful. It was such a pretty cat. I mean, it had long hair. It was black and white, and it was just like, rare, just like a pretty cat. It wasn't Buttercup. And so the next thing that bugged me was the Mockingjay pin. It was, where was Madge? Madge was supposed to give that pin to her. She was not supposed to get it from the Hob. I mean, that was wrong in so many ways. How are they going to make the rest of the series without Madge? They completely cut Madge out of it. It's like, no, where did this come from? That was wrong in so many ways. And so another thing, well, there's one thing I want to compliment them on, the Capitol people. They did great with them. I mean, they just looked very fantastic. They looked like Capitol people. That was good. Good job. Okay. And so another thing that bugged me, the cornucopia. It was supposed to be gold and round, but it was very gray and flat and not cornucopia-y-ish. But that wasn't anything big either, but they used shaky cam a lot, which is okay to use sometimes. It adds good effects, and it's nice, but they really overdid it. A lot of times it was hard to even see what was happening with the shaky cam, because they just went way overboard with it. And this isn't too big either, but they cut out all of my favorite dialogue, all the really funny parts, like the stuff she said to the careers when she was in the tree with the Tracker Jackers, and they cut out my favorite scene in the cave when Peeta and Katniss got that basket from Haymitch, and Katniss was like, oh, Effie would be shuddering at my manners. And then Peeta's like, hey, Effie, watch this. And he, like, licks his plate and throws it over his shoulder. And that was just my favorite scene. I liked the emotion there, but they cut it out of the movie. And that made me a little mad. Something else I'm going to rant about. How they killed Rue. Like, they killed her the right way, but they did it wrong. I mean, like, why did they even have her cut her out of the net and then stand up? What was the point of that? What's the point of that? They just kind of threw that in there. Like, it was just... What was the point? It just added more time to the movie, and it kind of broke some of the feeling, some of the emotion, because you're like, oh my gosh, she's gonna die, she's gonna die, she's gonna die, she's gonna die, and you're almost crying. Then Katniss comes and cuts her out of the net, and she's like, it's okay, you're gonna be okay, and they're all like hugging. You're like, oh, okay, all is happy, and then she dies. All the emotion is cut off. But that's okay. I mean, I was okay with that. They could have done that. But another thing that really bugged me, the Meadow song. I mean, the tune. It was really not how I would imagined it. I mean, when I always sang it before the movie, I had a different tune, and I have to say, like, I do not have much self-confidence, but my tune was better than that. It was very repetitive and dark and slow, and they didn't do the whole Meadow song, and they had the camera aimed up at the sky the whole time. Well, not the whole time, but for a lot of the time. And it was just wrong, I guess. And then the mutts, I mean, I could have gotten over that, but they did those wrong. They looked wrong. They were supposed to look like the tributes, but there's only like 4 of them, and there were supposed to be, what, 21? 21. Yeah, there's supposed to be 21 of them. There's only like 6. They didn't look anything like the other tributes. Did they even have fur? I couldn't tell. I really couldn't. I don't know. Maybe I couldn't. I've just forgotten it. I've seen it 3 times. I don't know. Okay. And then PETA was supposed to lose a leg at the end. I mean, when a mutt was supposed to bite him, and then it was supposed to be like incurable, and his leg was supposed to be cut off. But no. His leg was fine. He didn't even get bitten. He didn't even get bitten. He wasn't even, like, bleeding. There was no suffering through the night with Katniss and the cold. There's none of that. None of that. And, like, but the missing leg, that plays a huge role later on. And what are they going to do without it? And in the books, Katniss and Peeta probably kissed, like, 5,000 freaking times. Do you know how many times they kissed in the movie? Once. A very short kiss. And they didn't even do that scene totally right. They cut out my favorite dialogue, but that's not my favorite dialogue, but some of my favorite dialogue. But I'm off of that. And, like, they didn't kiss on the Caesar Flickerman show, but that was supposed to be a big deal. That was supposed to be 10 minutes. That was supposed to be a 10-minute long kiss. No, it wasn't even a second, because it didn't happen. Okay, wait, okay. Let's see. Well, other than that, I did enjoy the movie. Yeah. All my friends were like, it couldn't have been any better. I'm like, have you read the books? They're like, no, but it couldn't have been any better. Yes, it could have. But they didn't want it to be rated R. And so they had to really sugarcoat everything. I can understand that. And, you know, like, but they could have done so much better. I can't remember if I brought this up before, but in the original script, they were going to have Gale follow Katniss off to the Capitol and warn her not to trust the careers. It's like, really, Gale? Because you know me, I just love hanging around the people that have trained their entire lives and really want to kill me because I only got an 11 in training, which is a lot better than them. Really. But Suzanne Collins didn't let them do that. Thank God. Anyway, so I'm done now. That was a pretty long video, but okay. And I feel better now. I could have gone on, but I do feel better. Spread